No, sir, I've started.
Srujan, 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 Vivek, you can start recording.
Yeah, started.
Hello, Srujan. Where is he? Hello, Srujan. Hello, Srujan. Can you hear me? No. Okay, rejoin the meeting. Okay. Day 8. It's a inheritance, right? Last topic.
Yes.
Okay, we have discussed about constructor inheritance and all, right? Sujan, can you hear me now? Sujan, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Will you recording? Yeah, record the session. Did you started recording? Hello, Srujan. Hello, Chandra.
Yeah, sir.
Okay. I think if I give organizer, there is some problem with him. Srujan, you just continue. I will send the video, today's video, okay?
Okay.
Chandra, can you forward that video to Srujan today?
Yeah, sure, sir.
Right. Thank you. So, guys, we already discussed about inheritance. Any doubts regarding this?
No, sir.
Right. We'll discuss another topic called overloading and overriding today. Date what? 9. So what is overloading? Overloading means if you write number of methods in a class, suppose I am writing class sample, public void sum int x comma int y. I am performing sum of the two numbers. X plus y. So similarly, if I want to perform the sum of three integers, so I can write one more function with the same name, but there should be difference in parameter. That is called as overloading process. Understand? Methods with the same name, but a difference in parameters is called as overloading. What do you call?
Overloading.
We call overloading. But you can type any different parameters or different types of parameters either in different names in numbers in parameters. Double X and double Y. Plus X plus Y. Okay. You can see one method is taking 2 arguments, another method taking 3 arguments, another method taking 2 double arguments. See, even the two methods are doing the same thing, but there is a difference in number of parameters, right? Here 2 integers, here 3 integers. That's okay. So that is called as overloading. Is a compile time polymorphism. Also we'll call it as compile time polymorphism or method overloading. Understand? Sample dot sum 10 20. Sample dot sum double 10.1 20.2. Sample dot sum 3 integers 10 20 30. You got my point now? So why I am calling it as compile time polymorphism? Because the method call and called method, this method and this particular method is binded at compile time, not at runtime. So whenever you are calling 10 20, it will compulsory looks for, see, 10 20 30 if you are calling, but you don't have the corresponding method inside the declaration, then the compiler will give you error. You see, is the compiler is giving error or not?
Yes.
That is called as compile time polymorphism or early binding. Understand? Done, guys. Why we are calling compile time? Because the method calling and called function is binded at compile time. That's why it is called as early binding. Any doubts here?
No, sir.
Hello? Right.
No, sir.
So this is method overloading process. You can write any number of methods, but make sure that the difference in parameters must be there. And similarly, you can write constructor inheritance. Constructor overloading means you can write multiple constructors in a class with a different parameters. With the different parameters, any name, any methods, any constructors you can write. That is called as overloading process. Done? Understood?
Yes, sir.
Right. Next, overriding. Overriding. What is overriding? Suppose if a superclass oblique wide show high. This is superclass show method. Okay. Suppose I have taken another class sub1 extends super1. Oblique wide show. Suppose if you write the another function inside the subclass also with the same name and same number of parameters, same type of parameters. Okay. Done.
Yes.
Hmm. Right. So superclass show method and subclass show method both are same name and same parameters, not even difference in parameters. So you can't call it as a overloading. Overloading happens within the same class, within one class only, but overriding happens within subclass and superclass inheritance process. Don't forget it, okay? So when the superclass inherit into subclass, unfortunately if you have R, knowingly you have that already a same name, same parameter function, then it will be overridden by the subclass. Now sub1 equals to new sub1. If you call sub1 dot show, which method is called? Which method is called? Does
Both
it
the
will call
methods
superclass or subclass or only one or only all?
both the methods will be called.
It calls both the method. Are you sure,
Yes.
Srujan?
Yes,
Srujan?
I think. Yes,
Chandra?
I think yes.
Yeah, sir, it will call both.
No. Only the subclass method will be called. Only the subclass method will be called. Because this is overridden by this one. See, this superclass is overridden already. When this
Okay.
includes into subclass, there is already the same method, right? Then what happens? It will be hidden automatically because the object calls its own method instead of superclass method. That is why it is called as overriding. So who is overriding whom? Subclass method is overriding superclass method. Understand? That's why the result also will come from the subclass, not from the superclass. You see? Which method is called? Both are
Subclass.
The
super.
subclass.
Yeah, that is the process of
Alright.
overloading and overriding process. Understand?
So if you want to call the superclass method, then we need to create an object for superclass method, sir.
No, no, no. There is a way that you call the superclass method from the subclass method by giving the keyword super dot
Super.
show.
Oh, okay.
It calls superclass method. Both will be called now. You see? Super keyword we have to use. I think we have sent the parameters in the last class, right? Using
Yeah.
super keyword.
Yes.
Yeah, that only super keyword will call the superclass constructor. And if you want to call the method of superclass, then use super dot the method name.
Okay.
Done?
Yeah.
Okay.
Done?
Yeah, yes, sir.
That is overriding process, guys. Is it clear to all?
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
Yeah. Superclass, subclass methods are having same name, same parameters, then it is called as overriding. Right. Hmm. Let's discuss the final variable. See, final means what? If a variable is declared using final keyword, that variable is called as final, right?
We cannot change the value.
That means if you try to change the value somewhere else, it will not allow. Suppose if I remove these comments and try to change the value. See, 100 cannot be changed. Why? Because it is declared as final. If I remove the final keyword, then the error will go. See, if I add the final keyword, error will come again. See, the final field cannot be changed. Got the point, guys?
Yes.
So I cannot change the value of final keyword. If it is a variable, the value cannot be changed. If the final method you see, see guys, if I declare a method as final in the superclass, then it will not allow me to override in subclass. That is the final keyword if I use to the method. If I use the final keyword with the variable, the value of the variable cannot be changed. But if I use the final keyword to the method cannot be overridden in the subclass. Understand? Did you find the difference between variable final and method final?
Yes.
If you apply the final keyword to the variable, that does not allow me to change the value. If you apply the final keyword to the method, that does not allow me to the override the method. Done?
Yes.
Right. So that is a final keyword, guys. Okay. Overloading, overriding, and final. Is it clear to all?
Yes.
Okay. Do you know abstract methods? Abstract class? Hello?
No, sir.
Yes, sir.
What is abstract class? What is an abstract class? A class without a method. If a class contains at least one abstract method, then it is called as abstract class. So now SAMP is what? Abstract class. Why it is abstract class? Because there is one abstract method. What is abstract method? The method without body. See, this is concrete method. Do you see some method here? Do
Yes.
you see some method? Do you see multiply method?
Yes.
So sum is abstract because there is no body. Multiply is concrete with body. Done. Sum is abstract because there is no body. Multiply is concrete. It's a regular method. So if a class contains at least one abstract method, then obviously that class will become as an abstract class. So abstract class we cannot create object. To abstract class we cannot create object. We have to inherit that abstract class into another class. Suppose I am inheriting into mm, sub 3. Sub 3. Right. So I have inherited SAMP abstract class into sub 3. Then what is my job exactly here is I have to override the abstract method available in the SAMP class. So what is abstract method? Sum. See, I am writing the code for sum here. This is the responsibility of the subclass if it inherits an abstract class, right? So I am overriding here. I am writing the actual code for this. Why should I declare abstract? Why should I write the code? I will tell you later, okay? But now see how we are doing this process. That's it enough. I cannot directly create object for the superclass which is abstract. I have to inherit into some other class, then I have to create object. You see, now I am creating object for the sub3 and calling the methods. Okay? Done? Understood, guys? Here, it must be public class. Main method class always give as public. Hmm?
Abstract demo.
Okay. Right. You see the answer? Done? So like that, you create abstract class with abstract methods and override that abstract class into subclass method. See, overriding means now you understand? If I call some, which method is called subclass method or superclass method?
Subclass method.
Yeah, that is overriding process. Done? So why should we write abstract class? We'll discuss in the next session. Okay? Clearly.
Okay.
Done, guys? And tomorrow is Sunday. We are not going to take class. We'll meet on Monday morning. Okay?
Okay, sir.
Till then, you can practice all and you can continue on Monday. Okay?